if you're aware of anything endgame related in Wuthering Waves, then I'm sure you realize just how much Kuro Games likes putting Havoc enemies into Whimpering Wastes. For those who don't own the character, or perhaps just don't know anything about them, Phrolova is currently the best Weewa unit of all time, and there's absolutely no debate about it. Before I continue, let me go over two key parts of her kit for those who are unaware, starting off with her coordinated attacks. Once Phrolova uses her ult, she begins attacking off field every time someone casts a unique echo skill. At first glance, that sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? But when you factor in units like Cantarella and Chiyuan, who both cast 4 echo skills every rotation due to how their kits work, then you can see just how good this ability really is. Another key part of her kit I want to cover is her inherent skill. In case she wasn't good enough, Phrolova's inherent skill increases her damage the longer the fight goes on, meaning she can comfortably clear a wave in Whimpering Wastes just using her heavy attack. Great, so how is she ruining the game? You see, Phrolova is a Havoc character, and like I said at the beginning, Kuro's been actively attempting to run her into the ground by inserting as much Havoc enemies as possible into Whimpering Wastes. To show you what I mean, Phrolova released near the end of Season 6 of Weewa. After giving her 2 resets to shine, Kuro realized just how broken she was and proceeded to bombard the game mode with as much Havoc mobs as possible in an attempt to balance her. However, Phrolova didn't seem to care at all. In fact, all it did was make her more comparable to the other units. Once again, I'm sure that sounds great, until you realize another character is being caught in the crossfire, and that character is none other than Camellia. In the attempt of chaining down Phrolova due to her being incredibly busted, all they really did was manage to shoot Camellia in the arm, who was already stuck crawling on the floor since her best teammates are a 4-star and Rochia. Yeah, until she gets an actual premium sub DPS, I don't think she has any hope. I mean, seriously, how useless do you have to be to not only be worse than a 4-star, but also get replaced by a blind man on your other team? Holy shit. Before I get sidetracked and turn this into a Rochia hate video, let me get back onto the main topic. I think we can all agree that there isn't any point in focusing on targeting Phrolova any longer. If there's anything these last few months have shown, it's that she clearly doesn't care what type of enemy is on the screen. All doing this will do is continue making Camellia, along with any other future Havoc DPSs, and even Chisa for that matter, feel like shit. So is this all Kuro needs to do to help solve the Havoc pandemic? Perhaps. But I'd also like to take a second to add that giving Camellia a new sub DPS that dishes out a 50% basic attack damage amp, as well as dealing a bit of damage of their own, would do wonders for her. And maybe help her feel a bit more competitive even against Havoc resist enemies. Because as it stands right now, there really isn't any reason to pull for Camellia in the Big 2-6 if those pulls could be used on Phrolova and her team instead. Of course, Kuro could also decide to buff Rochia, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but that's a video for another time since I'd like to go into depth about ways to modernize her kit in the future. Anyways, thanks for listening to my little ramble. I didn't exactly have much to talk about, since the issue was rather simple to identify and fix, but expect to follow up soon, discussing Rochia. Until then, feel free to let me know how you feel about Phrolova and the whole Havoc situation in the comments below.